A1. Genre. A certain form or style in painting or literature.
Modern abstract painting is a highly lucrative genre.
Candid. Frank, open, honest.
In my candid opinion, he is a sanctimonious fool.
Unsavory. Disagreeable, offensive, morally bad.
It is reprehensible, but it doesn't require much gossip to give a person an unsavory reputation.
Degrade. Make contemptible, lower.
Harry held the fallacious belief that the menial job would degrade him in the eyes of his friends.
Venial. Pardonable, forgivable.
Betty's childish fabrications were judged venial sins, although they mortified her mother.
Keep a stiff upper lip. Keep up courage, stand up to trouble.
When he heard through the grapevine that the fat was in the fire, he knew he had to keep a stiff upper lip, so as not to spill the beans.
A lady novelist. The 19th century saw the woman novelist attain the same prestige as men. England was prolific in producing women writers. One of the foremost in this genre was Charlotte Brontë. In Jane Eyre, she presented a candid portrait of a woman caught up in a clandestine affair with a married man. Miss Brontë's readers were engrossed in this story. She took this unsavory subject and presented it in a way that did not degrade the relationship. She showed that true passion can be healthy. Miss Brontë did not disparage Jane's feelings or besmirch her character. The author was generous in her verdict. The affair was considered merely a venial sin, because Jane was never false in her feelings or her actions.
Week 36, Day 2. Epitome. Person or thing that embodies or represents the best.
The Taj Mahal in India is said to be the epitome of grace as an edifice.
Dexterity. Mental or physical skill.
With dexterity, he thwarted the pugnacious and belligerent adversary.
Grotesque. Strange, bizarre, fantastic.
He was made up in the most grotesque way, for his role as a man from outer space.
Compassion. Sympathetic feeling, kindness.
We all felt deep compassion for the innocent progeny, who were bereft of their parents, who had succumbed during the conflagration.
Repugnant. Distasteful, repulsive.
The sight of the corpse was repugnant to the squeamish onlookers.
To throw the book at someone. To give the maximum punishment.
The judge got his back up and threw the book at the criminal.
Victor Hugo. The epitome of French Romantic writers in the 19th century was Victor Hugo. With the utmost dexterity he wrote poetry, novels, and drama. His highly popular novels, Notre Dame de Paris and Les Miserables, are replete with melodramatic situations and grotesque characters. He had a profound sense of social justice and a compassion for the poor, hapless, and downtrodden. He could not work under the aegis of Napoleon III and fled into exile. When the repugnant rule came to an end, the expatriate returned. He was received with adulation and acclaim, as the idol of the Third Republic.
Week 36, Day 3. Acme. Peak, pinnacle, zenith.
At the acme of his power, the dictator was obsessed with the belief that those who dissented were trying to usurp his position.
Copious. Ample, abundant, plentiful.
She lost her decorum and wept copious tears at the poignant story.
Vehemently. Violently, eagerly, passionately.
He objected vehemently to a vote taking place in the absence of a quorum.
Depict. Describe clearly, picture, portray.
As a perspicacious newspaper reporter, he felt it incumbent upon him to depict the abortive coup as a reprehensible act.
Naive. Unworldly, unsophisticated.
The urbane gentleman was flabbergasted by the fervid interest in wrestling shown by the naive young girl.
Terra firma. Solid, firm land.
The rough ocean crossing took the wind out of his sails, and he was happy to be on terra firma again.
An English realist. The movement toward realism in the English novel of the 19th century reached its acme with the works of Charles Dickens and William Makepeace Thackeray. Charles Dickens was a prolific writer. Among his copious works are Oliver Twist, a candid exposure of the repugnant poor laws; Nicholas Nickleby, in which the life of boys in a boarding school is vehemently attacked; Hard Times, in which the author wanted to depict the infamous life in a factory during an early period of the Industrial Revolution; The Pickwick Papers, about a naive gentleman who has numerous misadventures. The novels, aimed at exposing the sordid and pernicious elements of English life, were said to have helped galvanize people into action, leading to improvement in these conditions.
Week 36, Day 4. Perfidious. Treacherous, false.
They made an effigy of their perfidious enemy.
Covet. Want, envy, wish.
A favorite parable has to do with teaching the lesson that one should not covet that which belongs to someone else.
Ingratiate. Win confidence, charm.
Under the aegis of a zealous campaign manager, the candidate was able to ingratiate herself into the hearts of the public.
Penury. Poverty.
His fortune fluctuated between penury and wealth.
Ignominious. Humiliating, disgraceful.
There was bedlam as the favored team went down to ignominious defeat at the hands of the underdog.
In seventh heaven. The highest happiness or delight.
The oldest child was in seventh heaven when her mother let her rule the roost for a day.
A scheming heroine. William Makepeace Thackeray was known for his moralistic study of upper and middle-class English life. His best-known work, Vanity Fair, has as its central character Becky Sharp. She is a perfidious woman who has an insatiable desire to get ahead in the world. She covets the wealth of one man, but when marriage is not feasible she succeeds in a plan to ingratiate herself into the heart of her employer's son. Their marriage is not a salubrious one, and Becky, who lives ostentatiously, forms a surreptitious liaison with another man. The affair culminates in a debacle. She is exposed, her husband leaves her, and she must live in penury in Europe. This is the ignominious end for a clever, but misguided woman.
Week 37, Day 1.